So as photographers, we always want to find the more secret locations and cool places that we can find to take creative photos. But today I wanted to make sure that it's fine to talk about being a tourist when it comes down to photography when you're going somewhere new. For myself, I came to London and I wanted to go ahead and take photos that were creative and fun, but I also wanted to loud music. It's fine. I was like, wait a second. Anyways, but for me, I wanted to go ahead and do something more of the touristy things when it came down to coming to London instead of just only doing creative shoots as well. There's nothing wrong with becoming a tourist when it comes down to being a photographer and hitting those generic spots. For myself, it means coming to places like this where you can find the nice typical London Eye, you can find Big Ben because it's relatively nearby, and as well everything around the area. A lot of the times when it comes down to being a photographer, we tend to forget that it's okay to just do generic photos in photography when it comes down to doing just anything normal. You don't have to go to creative spots and just try to become the most, viral sensation every time, but you can just go ahead and enjoy yourself to take generic photos in touristy places. That's what I did. I went around the city of London and everything and just found even nearby cities like Oxford and Bath and did the generic touristy things, because it would mean that I could do some cool photos, but it meant also as well that I could go ahead and enjoy the sights and the history of the place that we would be at. So for me, that was just the main intention that I wanted to make this video about, because being here in London and places that I travel, I try to give myself some breaks in the sense of I don't have to create the most magical photos or viral photos or as creative as possible, but take even generic photos of tourist kind of situations. I think we hold ourselves in higher regards that when we go to new places or places like this, that we want to go ahead and take photos that would make us the next viral sensation, if you will, or do really well with the algorithm and social media, that we kind of just don't focus on just enjoying the moments of having touristic kind of type of photos and moments. And for me, that was the main thing about it. Came to London, we're able to take photos and videos of just very touristy things, as well as finding those spots that normally I wouldn't care to take photos of, but I still document it, like going to a museum and seeing the way that it was just, it had a lot of things to see and take photos of it and have a fun time, while not really necessarily trying to think that I was gonna do something so creative. So my recommendation is, as a photographer, try to find the typical tourist spots, take photos there. There's always going to be ideas that are going to pop into your head about what to do when it comes down to taking photos in general touristic spots. A lot of the times we don't want to hit up those spots because we think that they're overdone, but in reality is also for ourselves to have a moment to just document our trip. You want to have those types of things that help you conserve the memories of what you've done, where you've been, even if it's a generic shot or not, whether people have done it 1,000 times or not, and just enjoy yourself into having that for yourself. But also, if you want to use it for social media because you might get lucky to have a great shot, that's awesome. That's something that's happened to me multiple times when I'm traveling. I do the typical touristy things just because they're touristic things for a reason. One cool thing that you can do even is just finding the different time to go where not everybody's there. Maybe it's waking up earlier, maybe it's being there late and thinking of different styles, maybe doing slow shutter. And that's something that I did myself quite a bit. We did quite a bit of slow shutter photographies when we were out, for myself at least, because it would erase the people that were there just to kind of eliminate a little bit of just the traffic flow of people and everything, just add a different type of feel to my shots where it wouldn't make it as, generic feeling of a typical touristic spot. And you start finding those typical kind of things that you can do for yourself when it comes down to being a tourist out there. As a photographer, myself at least, I want to push my limits even in the touristy spots. I want to find where I know everybody will be at for a reason, because you have the beautiful sights and everything, but you get to take some creative shots as much as possible in that area without having to overdo it. A lot of the times we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves to go out into a new place and try to have the best shot because we've seen other people do it and we're trying to be different from everybody. But sometimes you just have to take the shot that at least you did and you went there to have a documentation of it. And that's what I do for myself a lot. So don't be afraid to find the touristy spots and have a normal outing of just walking around taking photos. We did it quite a bit for ourselves as we just walked around everywhere and anywhere to take the typical tourist spots just for photos and everything. I myself try to find what I know is cool in the area and just go and hit up those spots, because then you can find those hidden gems around as you're feeling like a tourist in the city that you're visiting. We went around, like for example, here we had the London Eye that we're able to just go ahead and walk around. We found cool little spots and, you know, kind of scenarios of where like Big Ben was to take some slow shutter. And then we saw as well like the city skyline from that little bridge that we were at to see some cool sights. So if we would have kind of strayed away from touristy spots, we wouldn't have been able to take those photos that we would have just, you know, stumbled upon. And a lot of the times as photographers, we want to have the most, you know, original kind of content, if you will, which is in true, everybody wants to be original in that sense, but it's okay that you'll find those, you know, touristy spots. And without sounding repetitive in the situation, it's just don't be afraid to just simply be a tourist when you're a photographer or content creator, because everybody wants to see those sites anyway too. So might as well document those memories, create the shots that you can, have a good time, enjoy your moments as a tourist, as a normal, you know, outing, just going ahead, exploring, taking photos and whatever you can come around with, because you never know what you'll find. You might come out with a really great shot that you didn't think you were gonna get. And you also went to the touristy spots that you can have as a memory. So that's my advice whenever it comes down to being a photographer while traveling. Be a tourist, enjoy the moments, see that what everybody else is gonna see, but you as a photographer will have a different eye perhaps, and just take the photos that you think are gonna be great memories for yourself, but as well something that you wanna have for your social media, and that's pretty much it. So let me know below, what are your tips when it comes down to being a tourist as a photographer whenever you're traveling? What do you tend to do whenever it comes down to your travel outings? If there's anything that could help me out for the future, or as well for other people. But, you know, leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.